our motto, and we both feel this very strongly, is we protect what we love. Our citizen science projects are designed to get people more connected with nature, have a deeper understanding of all of the different natural systems that are around us and sustain us.
We're about connecting people with nature, and so we do that through nature therapy, so taking people out for forest bathing, Shinrin-yoku. We also present a series called Learn Your Landscapes, and we do that both webinar. COVID forced us to go that way. We were doing them live for a little while. And in Learn Your Landscapes, we bring in just different experts on different topics. And this is a way that we find we're really connecting and engaging community in the Bragg Creek area. I'm Amarin Dawn, and this is my partner, Dave Klepacki. And we run a not-for-profit business in Bragg Creek called Experience Journeys. So I was born and raised in Jasper and spent most of my childhood either on horseback or running or hiking, canoeing, cross-country skiing. And the natural place for me to land was an area similar to Jasper. So really the natural beauty here, the river, proximity to the mountains and the trails. And, also having a sense of community.
Seems like it was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but it was actually in about 1988, I think it was. I came here, I was working for ESSO at the time out of Houston, and came up to do some geology for the Rocky Mountains. And I came through Bragg Creek. I said, any place where you can catch 18-inch cutthroat trout,
and release them.
And release them. You're so right. And go whitewater kayaking when you come through a slalom course when you come home from work. That's a place I need to live.
I think as we've lived in Bragg Creek for 30-some years, we've seen a lot of changes happen. And it's been a lot more popular, the trail systems, and a lot of people come and recreate.
We have people who have lived in Bragg Creek for a long time, and obviously you live in Bragg Creek in part because you love the natural setting, but they've become, by being on the lookout for seeing bears and moose and deer, they've actually become more deeply connected. And those people have already come to us and said, what a great project this is. And I never knew that, for instance, we had this many moose that lived next to our house, and how magnificent these creatures are. So that's a real warming feeling of accomplishment isn't really the right word, but of doing what we're hoping to do.
And that reminds me of a time we took a group out, and there was a young man about 16 years old. At the beginning, he was really shy and wasn't saying very much. And at the end, he had like tears strolling down his face. And he said, I just feel so connected. He said, I feel like for the first time in my life, I belong. And that's a big piece of, that we want people to understand. We're not just living on this earth, we're a part of this earth. And once we gain that understanding, there's that sense of belonging and non-separateness. We started this business, we've been dreaming it for a few years now, but really started it right when COVID, came in. So there was a lot of limitations in the indoor program. We were able to move live stream, like Dave mentioned, but the in-person too, we were able to be outside in groups of 10, and so that part of it was rewarding, but we just found it was challenging.
Yeah, I mean, the big challenge in Bragg Creek, as you might guess, is the wintertime, right? I think the trails are teaching people from the city that, in fact, you can come out to Bragg Creek and actually make it home without frostbite in the wintertime. The visitation is not, and the awareness also of how beautiful the environment is in the winter is not as elevated. Hopefully that will change as we go forward.
It's just always rewarding when you make those connections with people and influence their lives in some way. It happens in a small community. So I think that's just been really, really rewarding.
We call it an environmental awareness business, and currently holy smokes, that was a broad-winged hawk that just
was a
flew.
hawk that just flew by.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
was crazy.